guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and for this episode, I'm going to give you things that you might have missed this week in pageantry. So please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Hey guys, long time no see. I know I've been MIA for quite some time, and even more so than when I went to Cebu. So if I can share and keep you in the loop, it's been very stressful for me. As you know, I have a lot of cats, and the past week I've lost several of them within a matter of hours. So as of now, I have 12 cats, and around 8 or 9 of them are actually quite sick, including Lindsay, if you're familiar with Lindsay. And if also you're familiar with the kittens who fell not too long ago, majority of those kittens have passed away. So what I do know is that there seems to be a kitty virus going on, and we have opened a thread on the Titas of Pageantry page if you're also experiencing the same number of loss or the same symptoms as what happened to my cats: loss of appetite, loss of weight, runny nose, sneezing. Then yes, please, by all means, take your cats to the vet immediately. They might need a shot of expectorant or maybe a shot of antibiotics if they don't have the 4-in-1 type of vaccines yet. So this type of virus seems really fast, because like what I mentioned earlier, my cats died just within a couple of hours in between. So yeah, it's been pretty stressful, and I am left now with really sick cats who needs medicines like round the clock. So yeah, that is the situation. But it's been quite a hectic week for us. Well, not so much. There were pockets of nothingness in pageantry, but at least in the past few days, we have had some action. I want to start with Miss Universe Philippines. So there isn't a lot going on, except that Bea has done her media tour. She has had some interviews and some features in both ABS and GMA, so she's done that. And from what I know, apart from the photo shoots that as a group they've been doing with Front Row, just recently they had their formal press conference, and this was held at Casa Buenas, and they gathered all of the ladies together. They answered some questions from pageant media, and then, you know, you could really see all of the ladies glammed up, and I think that it was a really nice setup, really fitting for the new Miss Universe Philippines. So yeah, I don't know if Bea will be starting her formal training for Miss Universe, but I think they're just finishing all of these, you know, parties in between. So yeah, I think Bea is good to go there. Next, let's go to Miss World Philippines. Tracy Maureen Perez has also made the rounds, and she's been having photo shoots as well. Recently, there was a photo shoot of all of them. They look really stunning, but again, it's just a little too overwhelming for me because you see all these beautiful women and there are like 10 of them. So yeah, just a little too much for my taste. But more than that, yes, she has had some photo shoots, and then they also got together for the press conference or the send-off of Emmanuel Vera, who at the time was about to leave for Bolivia. Speaking of Emmanuel, so she left a few days ago. I know that she arrived in Bolivia safely. There are a few footages and photos of her, both at the Reina Hispano-Americana page and her very own page. So I'm gonna flash them for you as I go along, because I think, you know, she's doing really well. She reverted back to her darker hair, which I think really suits her. Next, we have another Filipina who is competing, and I think she is doing really well, and she's showing everything that, you know, is distinctly Filipino. She has that glow. She's very energetic. She's very game, and I'm talking, of course, about Cindy Obiunita, who is now competing at Miss Intercontinental in Egypt. And you always see her. She's always so put together, very tall. I think she's really fit. I think she's really pretty. She's competing at her prettiest, and I think she's really happy. And the organization, although I will note, because I know some of you have been commenting this, that she doesn't get to be featured in a lot of the photo shoots or a lot of the posts of Miss Intercontinental. I think that that one video of her introducing the resort, introducing what she was doing there, is more than enough to make up for the fact that they don't really feature her a lot. So I think that alone is already impactful, because we have sent someone who's really good with her oratory skills and who's really prepped for her role as, I don't know, maybe a future Miss Intercontinental. Now we go to glossy South Africa, because, you know, the talk on South Africa has been the buzz of pageant fans days leading up to the pageant. So as you know, this is a very exciting time for us Filipino pageant fans, because when we learned that both Pia and Catriona will be gracing the event, of course we expected glam and fashion and shine and brightness, and that's exactly what we got. And it was really nice to see both of them be very, very involved in South Africa, because if I may, I don't know with you, but with me, Miss South Africa is one of my favorite national pageants. I feel like this is always so glossy, this is always so put together, and it's not so overwhelming because they only have about, 10 or maybe a little more candidates every year. So the stage is just so well thought out, even if it's a little smaller than the other national pageants. But I really like the direction, because yes, Miss South Africa is really very directional. And this year was no different, because after that somber pandemic staging of pageants where everything has to be a little low-key, well, I think with Miss South Africa, it's, going into more of a normal setup. I know that there have been national pageants and international pageants that are a lot bigger in terms of scale, in terms of production. But with Miss South Africa this year, I just feel like it exuded its usual gloss, its usual elegance. And I love the roster of the ladies. I think that every year they choose really accomplished women. And every year, a lot of people are really afraid of who they might send at Miss Universe, because they always have the most intelligent girls. They always have someone with that X factor, someone who does look commanding. So this year, of course, was no different. But before that, let me also give you some information on the pre-pageant activities that took place before the finals of Miss South Africa, because I think that apart from the show, this was also one of the events that a lot of pageant fans looked into. So first of all, they were really very generous to Pia, very generous to Kat. They took the ladies to safari, they took the ladies wine tasting, and then they went around the city. And what was good was that they also invited the rock stars of pageantry these days. There was the involvement of Andrea Meza as well, so it was nice to see all of the Miss Universe have like a mini reunion from IMG. We were only missing Iris and Demi, who couldn't make it. I think it had something to do with travel arrangements or travel restrictions, but whatever that was, I feel like she was involved anyway, because there were photos of them like having a conversation together with the IMG girls who also attended the event. And what was nice was there was also the involvement and the presence of current Miss Supranational Shanique and Miss World Tony Ann Singh, who even sang at the final show. And what was also good with this star-studded event was that we saw the likes of a new bride, Tamarind Green, Dr. Tamarind Green, and of course Zosie Beanie was there. She would look really fabulous in that yellow and black gown, which really reminded me of that John Galliano collection for Dior back in '97. So yeah, the feels. And of course, there was also the presence of Margaret Gardiner from 1978, who was just so statuesque. I mean, she looked even taller than Andrea Meza, who stands, 5'11", 6 feet tall. So yeah, total glamazons. And of course, the trio, we had Tato, looking fabulous as well, Shudu, and the beautiful Natasha. So there, going into the whole show, I again thought that it was a really nice tandem to have Zosie Beanie and Kat. I think they have a really good rapport, and I think that Kat has really established herself as an able host. And then in terms of fashion, I think that Pia definitely slayed the red carpet. She was in this beautiful emerald green dress, and she had diamonds, and she had minimal makeup, and you could really see her hourglass figure, her twins weren't screaming. And I say this reference because I know you will be mentioning the twins of Miss Meza, but yeah, Pia kept it together. It was all classy and elegant and beautiful with Pia in her green Mark Bumgarner dress. So I loved everything, even the draping and the corset work. I could talk all day about that dress and about that whole look, but I won't. So going into the finals of Miss South Africa, I think that yeah, it was really nicely paced. I like the fact that there were only 10 candidates because that meant that you could really focus and zero in on those candidates. A lot of people have been asking why Kat and Pia doesn't have a photo together. If I'm being honest with you, I really don't know what the reason is, but they have been captured together with the other ladies who were guests at Miss South Africa. Now, as for this photo shoot together with Rolene Strauss, Miss World 2014, Pia did mention in a comment that Kat wasn't able to join them because Kat had to fly back, and this was a last-minute decision. Now, as for Kat doing an able job hosting at Miss South Africa, I think she did really well. I think she has great rapport with Zoe Bini, like I mentioned before. And this doesn't seem to be the only thing Kat came in there for. She had several trips on the side to Mauritius as well as Kenya, and she also did some work for Global Child TV as well as Smile Train. So this wasn't just a hosting gig for Kat. Kat seemed to have other gigs in between leading up to her hosting at Miss South Africa. So yeah, different itinerary altogether. In the end, Leila Muswane was hailed as Miss South Africa, and they also mentioned that she will be competing at Miss Universe in Israel this year. There has been no word yet on where they will allow these two ladies to compete, Zimi Mabunzi and Dr. Moratwe Masima, who I feel were just really, really strong in Q&A. I mean, people should be very afraid. Lalila, let me just give you a little bit of a background on her as well. She is 26 years old. She is a model. She is a dancer, and it really shows because, she has a really nice posture going on. She is also a law graduate. And this week, there were a number of Miss Universe contestants who were crowned. So let me just introduce them to you as well. Miss Korea crowned Jisoo Kim, who is 23 years old and is a theater arts graduate. Miss Argentina also crowned a 22-year-old. Her name is Julieta Garcia. She was a runner-up in 2019, and she is currently a model and a content creator. We also have the beautiful Miss Czech Republic. Her name is Karolina Kokosova, and she is 25 years old. She is an international model. She also happens to be Miss Global in 2019 and was also Miss Czech Republic third runner-up in 2018. So we're dealing with someone who, is what we call a contesera in the local setting. Miss Universe Great Britain, Emma Rose Collingridge is 23 and she is also a model. Spain also crowned their queen. I've always been waiting for another Miss Universe from Spain. The tricycle agrees. But yes, every year I wait for the Spanish queen. And this time around, Miss Universe Spain crowned Sarah Loinez. She is 23 years old. They say she's multilingual and that she graduated from Business Administration Management. But I don't know. Whenever I see that face, I think they did a really good job in crowning her. Of course, just today, the reason that I'm up today, the reason why I have the energy to even do an episode today is because I watched the finals of Miss Universe Colombia, and we have happy news. Valeria Ayos finally bagged the crown. She is 27, of course, and she is known to the Filipino pageant fans because she competed here in Manila in 2018, bagging the title Miss Earth Water. And what was nice about Valeria's journey was that she competed with Juliana Franco, Miss Earth Alum as well, and unfortunately she had to withdraw her candidacy at Miss Universe Colombia because of COVID. So now she is healthier a year after, and now she has the crown. And I think that, watching her performance earlier, it was calmer. It was, I don't know, really for her. I feel like this time around it's really for her. So congratulations, Valeria, and congratulations to the newly crowned queens. Now, in other news, what was really nice about this year was what happened at Miss Earth Venezuela. Because, you know, Miss Earth Venezuela, they always send really able girls at Miss Earth. So I think Miss Earth is also gaining popularity and grip in Venezuelan pageantry. So, they really think really well about who to send at Miss Earth, and in a surprising move they crowned Maria Daniela Velasco as the representative for 2021, and her first runner-up Elizabeth Gasiba, they crowned her as the representative for 2022. Now I think that's a win-win situation. I think that's a happy ending for both of them. And in other news, this one local this time, I know that there are clips that are going around on Samantha Bernardo and her revelations about Miss Grand International. Now, we posted this on Titas of Pageantry. I know that the clip is also available here on YouTube. You can go ahead and check it out. I feel like she did not diss Miss Grand International, and she was very careful in relating the actual situation that she was in at Miss Grand International. And I don't really have a lot of negative things to say about it. I don't really even have a lot of critique about it. I just want to say that whatever she related is somewhat in line with what we have thought of all along. I remember that when she was there during her extended stay, of course, we were so happy. Of course, there were a lot of HD photos. So that's a win for us pageant fans to see Samantha glow, to see her stand out amongst all of the other runners-up who also had an extended stay. But we also felt that she has been doing a lot of this work, which we feel should be done by the winner. So if, she was going to be given that much workload, might as well, give her the crown. And I'm glad that, this revelation on PBB was somewhat an admission of like how sharpened we have become in observing things on social media and having it correlate with what is really happening, at least with Samantha and her relationship, her working relationship in Thailand. So there you go, guys. There is, of course, one other pageant and one other candidate that we will be looking into and we will be watching like a hawk. And this is, of course, Maureen Montaigne, who will be competing in Albania for Miss Globe. So she might have to leave a little earlier because the pageant is between October 20th for the finals on November 6th. So I know if you checked out Maureen's page, she has been doing a lot of photo shoots. So I know that she is really preparing for everything. So just in case she leaves, she has like materials to send us. So there you go, guys. This coming Saturday, we will have this much requested guesting. This is, of course, my episode with Sir Jason Cappuccino of Sashes and Scripts. I know he's a little controversial. Let's stir the pot a little more. We will be talking about pageant fatigue. He wrote an article about this, and yeah, that's gonna be juicy. That's gonna put us in bad light. But yeah, let's go for it. So thank you so much, guys. I will be seeing you again very soon. Bye.